Boruto Vortex Chapter 24 shows the battle between Jura and Kawaki is fighting Jura, and he's the only one that's really landing any decisive blows. He's the only one actually injuring Jura. So when Jura's kind of like defeated and down, we see Sumire and Amado looking through Kawaki's eye, seeing the battle take place. And Sumire's kind of like, Kawaki has the upper hand. He's gonna win. Like, he could actually defeat Jura. He could defeat the Shinju, the enemy, the bad guy. But Amado looks through it and he goes like, no, he can't. And then we obviously see that Jura gets out of it or revives himself, heals himself back up using the divine tree roots or the branches and the vines and whatnot. We see that, but how did Amado know? What did Amado see that Sumire didn't see? Maybe he could have noticed Jura's nonchalantness, or he could have seen that, like, even though Kawaki's beating him, it's not enough to actually, like, defeat him outright. You know what I'm saying? Is that, like, he probably had some sort of indication, or maybe saw something that Sumire didn't, or it's possible that Amado might also know a little bit more. I think that maybe Amado could have sensed or maybe felt that Jura wasn't at all, like, stressed about the situation, or, like, Jura was taking the blows easily, wasn't complaining, wasn't crying or like in pain, so he probably felt like if he could take all of that damage, then it's probably not enough for Kawaki to just defeat him and to beat him, you know what I mean? Otherwise, Jura would have kept on fighting rather than sit down and, I guess, take out a book and start reading. It's a little bit weird how things go that way, you know? But it does raise a, like, Amado probably just had a feeling. I don't think it was anything deeper than that, other than Kawaki was winning, and if Jura was a lot more like in pain or stressed out or upset about it, Amado would have been like, all right, we're actually winning. It could turn out okay, but because Jura wasn't stressed out or freaking out about the incident, Amado was just kind of like, oh no, it's not enough to defeat Jura. So now we're getting into the point where Amado is either going to have to figure out another way for Kawaki to get stronger, or he has to tell Kawaki that there's another step to the karma in order to get more powerful. And that's where the kind of like the glowing aspect comes into play, how they utilize it or how it gives them more strength or capable of becoming stronger. You know, I don't know, but it's going to be interesting seeing how Amado and Kawaki's relationship develops, how even though he got upgraded, it's still not enough to defeat Jura. And it's not enough for Kawaki to fully blame Amado. He did what he could. It's more so now Kawaki's ability and how he uses the karma and how it evolves from there. You know, how it gains even more strength. So we'll have to wait and see until then. But I am curious about what Amado did do to upgrade Kawaki's karma and what those effects may have throughout the rest of the story for Kawaki and for Boruto, you know, what those developments may come. But we'll have to wait and see until chapter 25 to get any other explanation or any kind of like story or background on what Amado really did to Kawaki to upgrade him, or what he fully unleashed from him for him, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm curious about what Amado thinks about the Shinju now that he's like kind of seen them face to face, not just been told about them, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to see. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah,